So Joseph and Judah are the two key leaders in the family who will bring healing and reconciliation. God will work through them to bring healing and reconciliation. And it's no surprise that Joseph is used to bring healing and reconciliation. He's an absolute stud in the story. He's awesome. It's no surprise that God is going to use Joseph, but it is stunning that God is going to use Judah. It is stunning. And I want you to see why. So I have a little visual here that will help you maybe understand why it is so stunning to us. We should be amazed by this. So I made it myself, so it's not going to be very good. But here it is. Jacob's family. We've been reading about Jacob's family. Next slide. And here comes Joseph. We meet him at chapter 37. He's a very happy young man with a colorful coat. Then something happens. Next slide. He's sold as a slave into Egypt. Stripped of his coat by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold as a slave. And it was Judah in chapter 37 who said, sell him. Don't kill him. He's our brother. Don't kill him. And if we kill him, we don't make any money off him. So let's make a little money. Come on. So they say, sell him. So they sell him as a slave into Egypt. That's how chapter 37 ends. It says, and Joseph went down to Egypt. Chapter 38 begins with a verse that says that Judah goes down. He goes down. So next, Judah in rebellion in chapter 38, he leaves the family as well. And he goes down. He goes down into Canaan. He actually goes up. But Moses is trying to tie their stories together. Joseph goes down. He's being oppressed, treated horribly. Judah goes down in rebellion. And both of these men are going to spend 20 years away from Jacob and his family. 20 years. So here are their timelines. They have 20 years away from Jacob and their brothers, away from the people of God for different reasons, and there's a parallel timeline that emerges. Now, we know what happened to Joseph. What happens to Joseph? Next slide. He becomes a slave in Potiphar's house. He rises to a position of influence and authority. Potiphar's wife likes him a lot, but Joseph won't sleep with her, so she accuses him of attempting to rape her. Then he's thrown into prison. He's forgotten about in prison. But then, by God's grace, he becomes the prime minister of Egypt, which is wild. He gets married. He has 2 kids. The promised 7 years of plenty happen. And then the 7 years of famine have begun. And that's when he meets his brother. So that's all playing out over the course of 20 years. But Genesis 38, which is the story about Judah, is playing out during that exact same timeline. So what's happening to Judah? Away from his family, he marries a Canaanite woman, which is one of the signs of big trouble in the book of Genesis. A Canaanite woman named Shua. They have 3 sons. He raises 3 wicked sons. God directly kills 2 of them because of their wickedness. And then Judah sleeps with his daughter-in-law, a Canaanite woman named Tamar. Now, why does Judah sleep with his daughter-in-law Tamar? Well, it's because Judah's wife Shua dies, and he says, well, I want to be with someone. So he goes and finds a prostitute, but that prostitute is Tamar. And so he sleeps with the prostitute, not knowing it was Tamar, and he gets Tamar pregnant. But he doesn't know that it's Tamar until the end of the story. And what happens in the end of the story is that it comes out that Tamar has acted like a prostitute and gotten pregnant. And Judah says, hey, we're righteous people. We got sexual standards. This is not acceptable. Light that woman on fire. And her baby. Let's burn her alive. Let's get rid of her. And then it comes out, oh man, Judah, you're the father. And so his son comes rushing into the open, and he's humbled. He's humbled. This all plays out over the course of 20 years, where God gets his attention, and Judah humbles himself. Then Judah makes his way, next slide. Then Judah makes his way back to the family. And he goes on the first trip to Egypt, and he comes back. And now, Jacob's family is in crisis. And it is Judah in chapter 43 who will lead the family forward. A man who's been in total rebellion against God. A man who sold his brother, Benjamin, for silver. He will now lead the family in reconciliation. Now, what does Judah do? Well, in Genesis 42, we see the offer or the plan of Reuben, who's the oldest son, who should have been leading the family. We see his plan in verse 37. Then Reuben said to his father, you can kill my 2 sons if I don't bring him back to you. If we go with Benjamin and get food and come back, if Benjamin doesn't come back, you can kill my 2 sons, which are Jacob's grandsons. Now look at how Jacob responds, verse 38. But Jacob answered, I like my grandsons. It's you I don't like, Reuben. That's not in the Bible. I just made it up. That's what I would have said. Okay, the deal is I kill my own grandsons if you don't honor your word? That's not what's in it. That sounds all awful. Bad plan, Reuben. Doesn't convince Jacob. But look at Judah's response in verse 9. I will be responsible for him, Benjamin. You can hold me personally accountable. If I do not bring him back to you and set him before you, I will be guilty before you forever. Now, what's the contrast? 20 years earlier, he said, sell Joseph. But now Judah is treating Benjamin, the brother of Joseph, differently. He says, I will be responsible for him. I will guarantee his life. And Jacob says, you can go. You may go. And so they go. He says, but before you go, you got to take a gift with you, and he explains a number of different details. But we see that Judah is changing. He is in the process of changing. So what changed in Judah? And this is remarkable to me. What changed in Judah? Well, in Genesis 39, God humbled Judah to the core. I mean, through horrible circumstances that Judah brought upon himself. But God was at work in Judah's rebellion. And he humbled Judah to the core. 2 of his sons died, and his sexual perversion had to be exposed publicly. And Judah humbled himself and experienced the grace of God. And so now, God will use Judah to lead his brothers to Egypt, where all of these brothers need to be publicly exposed and humbled for their rebellion against God. But see, Judah had already tasted the mercy of God. And this is part of what makes Judah the perfect leader for the moment. He had already been humbled and exposed, and now he will lead his brothers in being humbled and exposed that the family might be reconciled and healed. And so it should be no surprise to us that the Lord Jesus Christ, many centuries later, would be a descendant of Judah. That he would be the one who would reconcile broken relationships